Coach,
it's been popular to say that was a coming out party for Chase on Saturday night.
Yeah, everyone says that. I think that our expectation for all our guys is to play well in big game, and Chase had a great game for us. I think he showed that he has enough talent to be a really great football player. But right now, just got to continue to grow, get better as we move forward.
Yeah, how had you seen that, building, and how much more building is there still to go?
Well, he's such a young player now, and the expectations get really high when the guy does really well. He's still a young player. There's a lot more he can learn that he has to learn to do. But I like where his progress is going. I started in the summer. He worked really hard in the summer trying to learn. He's got some good mentors. He's got Joey. I got Nick in front of him looking at him. Coop. Those guys do a great job. BB are just training him to understand how to get it done.
He talked about he still has to start using his hands more. He did. I think he got like 10 pressures on Saturday night.
Well, technique-wise, pressures are great, but technique-wise, if he doesn't use his hands, use a technique we teach, sometimes it'll get you in trouble. You can't just run by a guy all the time. And I think he gets so caught in the moment that he can get there and realize that sometimes he'll face a good offensive tackle. He's going to punch him and his hand's not there. He won't make the play. So that's a constant reminder.
So this might sound like a stupid question. Like, did he grade out well?
He did. Yeah, he made champion. He did really well. Also, there's some mistakes he made in the game. He played more plays every play since he's been here. Played over 70 plays. So that factored in his ability to play fast.
Larry, how do you come out of a game where your guys made a lot of plays, a lot of important plays, but also, their quarterback made some plays in the run game too? Is it okay that a really good player makes some plays against you as long as your guys in the end make the plays that matter to win the game?
We don't want anybody making their plays, to be honest with you. Give him credit. He's a great quarterback. And he probably threw the ball more on first down than we anticipated. I think they came out like 43% time, 43% that they threw the ball on first down. And when you do that, you open up some pass lanes. And so we're up the field rushing. We've got to close some gaps, close some lanes, so he doesn't get out. I think it's just a matter of adjusting.
A lot of guys after that game were talking about the idea that the defense in particular has not scratched the surface sort of yet of what it can be. Where do you think this group is?
I think we're still growing. We're still a young group. We're still a young group, trying to learn how to play together as a unit. I think we're coming, but we got some growth to do, and I think that's important. We continue to get better.
Larry, how special was Saturday for you, given your history there?
It's always special when you go back and have a chance to win where the place you've been. It's always special to me. But I was really happy for our players because I think they worked really hard to finish the game, and that brotherhood of trusting is real, and those kids play for each other.
How much concern was there going into a game of that magnitude without maybe the best player in the country?
Well, we didn't approach it that way. We knew he was out 2 weeks ago, and our approach was next man up. And there's some things that we had to do as a unit to make sure it happened. So I was really pleased that we played well as a unit. We'll continue to do that. Nick is a great player to miss, but we got some young players just got to step up and keep going forward.
From the assumption that he will be back this year?
I have no idea. I'm just going to wait and see what happens. Goes through the rotation. I hope he gets back there.
Larry, over the past 2 weeks, have you seen a difference in how offensive lines have treated Chase Young?
Not yet. They will as we go forward, and they would have to do some things. But it's tough to do that now when you turn the protection to Chase. You got to figure out how to do a dream on it because you can't leave him single block one-on-one. So it created a dilemma, and teams have to change their offense to do that in protection. A lot of teams not willing to do that for one player or two players. They do what they do well.
Yeah, and how has he handled kind of taking maybe that role that kind of Nick took, especially on the end? Has he embraced that? Have you seen him embrace that?
He wants the role. He understands exactly. Him and Nick are real close, and so they talk a lot. And I think Chase, he's a competitor, so he wants to do well.
Do you feel comfortable less in not rotating, and just playing mainly two guys on the end?
Well, it gets to a point. We play three guys. We play Jay Sean Cornell. When you get in a game like that, as tight as was, you want to put any freshman in harm's way. I really am a big believer in that. You don't put a freshman in a game where he has a chance to make a mistake that may cost a big play, and that lives with him. That's kind of my philosophy. I don't do that, and so I want to make sure we have a chance to control the game. And I make sure we rotate enough to stay fresh and let the guys in the game that needed to play.
Larry, you said Chase wants that role. I know we have a lot of great players that come through here and want roles like that. I don't know. It seems like the sense with Chase since he got here is that maybe he really wants that role. He just seems like he is a guy who was really ready to contribute as soon as he possibly could. Is that a correct read?
It is. Chase got some high expectation for himself. He really does, and I think that's cool. The guy who really wants to be a great player, and everything he does is based on that. He's a great learning. He wants to learn everything. He picks Nick brains every day about how to rush the passer, things he can learn. And I think that's what you want from a player who's a highly competitive guy that wants to be a great player.
All the great pass rushers that you have coached, when they're young, when they're at this stage where maybe they have great talent but they don't have all the technique down? Is there any common thing about them that, man, I know they're great at a speed rush, but they're not as good at this, or they make this kind of mistake? Is there anything that, as you're coaching Chase now, it reminds you, oh man, I went through the same thing with Tombo or Joey or somebody else?
They all go through it. It's a process. It really is a process to make sure you stay in your toolbox, we call it. It's easy to get outside of toolbox. I think you got it made. I'm going to do this now, and it doesn't work. And I tell them all the time, if you do this and you do this, this is what works. So it's a constant reminder to make sure they stay within their toolbox and use the things they know that work for them, rather than try to guess what they're using their hands.
How big is this toolbox?
Well, we have a pretty intensive toolbox. We break it down as we get closer to the game. We evaluate every tackle we play, and we try to decide what moves work best against those guys, and we make them stay in that toolbox and use their skill set.
If Joey and Nick were the standard, they've set that bar high, where is Chase in that scale, I guess?
Well, I think he's coming. It's hard to say he's there yet because it's just the first game of really coming out, but I think he's on his way. And there's certain guys. I mean, Chase not the only guy who's playing well. It was quiet as kept, is that even the play that he made, J. Cornell set the play up because he had to pick a guy and come clean. And that was all predicated on Jay Sean doing his job. And on the backside of that play, there's Jonathan Cooper and Draymond, and they had a role in that play. And they had to make sure the tackle blocked down, that they didn't come under their squeeze and shut their backside off to make sure we're ready if they spill back out. So it's just one play, but 4 guys had a hand in making that play happen.